Okay, squirrelies, let's go. Out of the road, let's go. I see 2 squirrels. 3 squirrels. Come on, let's go. Oh, there we go.
The Silver Dasher.
Morning. It's Friday. Doing my Spark. And I think it's been raining. I did not take my first Spark. It was like $24, but for 15 miles, even though it was like 11 items, but it was going to take me all the way to Talladega. And then I waited for the next set, and then a whole slew of them, and there was a good one. I thought I tested, but it disappeared, and I accidentally selected another one. But that one was worse than the first one, so I canceled that trip. It was $22 for 17 miles. So no. So, waited some more, and then I got another one popped up. And this one's $29.13 for 9 miles. But it's got a bulky item. Bulky item I don't mind. Now that I got certain carts and stuff like that. And it's one shopping. And it's 30 items, but 40, quantity. That's no problem. It's going to take an hour all the way from shopping to delivery. But yeah, I tend to, especially in the first Spark, I gotta have at minimum double dollars than the mileage to kind of get myself on a right foot here. But yeah. Well, it looks like it rained, but it's not raining now. Well, that's good. So I'm a little bit behind getting started. I waited for that third round. There was a good one, but this is almost as good as that one I saw. At least it's one stop, one customer for one shopping for one customer. I don't mind the double customer, but sometimes it adds a little stress trying to keep items separate. I do bring one of my IKEA bags in to help keep the items separated, but it helps. But it's still stressful, so I have to double check, especially at review time. I go and I look at all the items. Basically, my trick is I look at the customer that has the fewest items, and I make sure I have every item on the list, which then defaults that all the other stuff have to be for the other customer. So anyhow, let's go to Walmart, do some shopping, and then to the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, that was another pleasant surprise. I now have a new official DoorDash and Spark repeat customer. The customer I just delivered to was my very first DoorDash customer in this neighborhood. If you heard me mention, about a house, I've been out 3 times, and they have like a boat ramp next to the house, and then there's a beautiful house right next to it. And this house is right on the lake. And I think I mentioned I've met the young man one time, and so yeah, this is when I saw the address, and I said, I wonder if that is, because I saw the pit. Sometimes I get a picture. I said, I bet you that looks like. Sure enough, it was. So this is my 4th time to this address. 3 times with DoorDash, 1 time with Spark. It was quite not too bad. Quite a few drinks. 2 24 packs of Salmon's Club Cokes and other drinks. But I load that all in first, and then a lot of canned goods. Not much imperishables. But I used my cart. and then they have a concrete driveway that kind of downhill. But I was kind of in a predicament. Now, when I DoorDash, I usually on their DoorDash instructions says please leave on the steps by the front door, which I always did. But the front door, I would think, would go into either a hallway or living room or something like that, and it has a screen door or a screen door in front of it, so it opens out. And that's why they always said, please put the food on the steps, so when they open the door, they don't knock the food over. But this was a lot of big heavy stuff and all that, and I said, I don't think I should put it there. And then when I looked at the windows, I could tell the window closest to the garage was the kitchen, because I could see the curved faucet of a sink. It looked like, and it would be the perfect spot. So what I did, I just unloaded it right in front of the garage. I figured that would be the closest. I don't know about you, but our garage goes into the kitchen. Some people I know, their garages are going to like a laundry room, but still, eventually that laundry room goes into either a pantry or the kitchen. So I figured that'd probably be the best place for them, and to be easily to transfer the food into. And their instructions in the Spark app says do not leave in the front door. So I made the decision. So hopefully that pays off. But anyhow, and that was a nice, fun little adventure, reminiscing. So now I have a new Spark and Walmart Spark and DoorDash repeat customer. So anyway, so let's head back, drive by Walmart, see if we can pick up another one. If not, I'll wait at home, and then if I don't get anything, I'll be DoorDashing this afternoon. Hopefully it'll be a lot better. Speaking of which, I just looking at the ratings, I think my AR is at 66, and if it wasn't for that idiot that tried to claim that I didn't deliver the food and I lost 5 points, even with the AR of 66, I would have been platinum because of those 5 points. So anyhow, let's go back to Walmart, see what happens. See you in a little bit. Well, this is a rare event. Just as I passed Walmart and heading home, I picked up another shopping. And it's part of a multi-incentive. If I had to get one more trip, I get an extra $15, and this qualifies. This is a small, like $13 for 2 miles. They say it would take 20 minutes. But yeah, so yeah, I'll take that. So I had earlier, just before I got by Walmart, I had a pickup. So I said, no, I don't do pickups. So anyway, so on to shopping, and then the customer. We'll see how this turns out. See you in a little bit. I just dropped off that little order. I learned something new today, just now. Well, one of the items that she wanted was some in the cosmetics, the body mist. Well, it was not on the shelf, and I looked around, so they had there was the same brand but different fragrance. So I used that as a substitution, and she accepted it. But I forgot to put it in the bucket. So when I got, wait a minute, because I always check. Wait a minute, oh yeah, I forgot. So I go back and I couldn't find where it was originally. So I asked this. Finally saw a Walmart employee. I said, can you hand me where's the body mist? She went up and found the original item. It was way up top. I said, why was it not here where it's supposed to be? So, sometimes they forget, and so, okay. So, and I couldn't correct it, but what I texted the customers and I said, look, I found your original item in a different area. I am bringing that instead of the replacement, even though it wouldn't let me change it back. So I said, yeah. And before you go saying, well, that means their inventory is going to change. Well, they should have had it there in the first place where it was supposed to be. So, and believe me, there's always going to be count errors and merchandise. I used to work with a company. We wrote point of sale software for clothing stores, and you know those barcodes and all that you see them. It's what it's called. It's called a SKU number, SKU. Yeah. So a lot of times numbers don't match because a lot of times people, even the cashiers, if you notice, you know, if you got like several items, oh, what we got here? Another shopping. Oh, I'll accept that. Wow, a third shopping. $32.96 for 9.8 miles. 47. I'll take it. Let's take a look at the items. 24 items. 28 quantity. All right. Bixby. Take a screenshot. Wow. I wonder if something's up. I do know there's a new cold snap coming in on Monday. Well, today's only Friday. But I'm not going to argue. So I'm still going to do this. So anyhow, let's continue. So anyway, so I told you, I worked with an SKU. So also part of that software I helped write was inventory control. There's always going to be off numbers. But if you notice, remembering cashiers, if you get like several items, they're same brand, but they're different flavors of something like food. Well, she'll just scan the one item, even though they're different SKUs. She just counts, if you got 5 of them, but they're all different flavors, she just scan one and count 5. That screws up the numbers too. So there's always going to be a number screw up everywhere. So, so let's go ahead and go back to Walmart and do this third shopping of the day. So see you in a little bit. Well, just delivered that shopping, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's a little challenging to get here. As you'll see here in a second. Okay. Yeah. Another one of those roads that are not a road. This is 2 days in a row that I've done a road like this. The last one was my last DoorDash delivery at Burger King yesterday. That was a whole community that was on a dirt road like this. So, but yeah, this is the name of this dirt road. Okay, squirrelies, let's go out of the road. Let's go. I see 2 squirrels. 3 squirrels. Come on, let's go. Oh, there we go. Need to pay attention. So, yeah. And then my once clean car is once again dirty. Yeah, that's pretty rough. Now it doesn't get so bad because it's gravel, but yeah, well, this was my third shopping of the day. And it's after 9 o'clock now. I'm gonna be honest. For a minute I thought it was gonna be like a you know, the day before the winter storm, or I don't know what it is. People just went nuts. But this was not groceries. This was mostly gardening stuff, potted soil, plant food. The only thing they didn't have was the plastic potting pots that they wanted. I gave them a substitute. They didn't want it, so well, they didn't get any of that. So anyway, let's head back, drive by Walmart. Let's see if by some miracle I get another shopping. I thought I wasn't going to get that second one, then I got a third one. So I'm not complaining. So anyway, now if I don't get another shopping order within the next hour, I'm going to stop and then I'm going to DoorDash the rest of the afternoon. So anyway, let's head back into town and see what happens. See you in a little bit. Oh, welcome back. I didn't get another offer after that third shopping, so I thought maybe something was going, but nah. The last two shopping were very specific for items. It wasn't like a emergency grocery run. So let's go ahead and get the dash. Not doing earn by time. That's crap. And get started here. I found that if I did not have that customer claiming I did not deliver their food, even with the AF rating of 65, I think I got right now, I would be platinum. My rating, overall rating points is 81 points. I need 85, and I've lost 5 points because of that customer claiming I didn't deliver the food, and it's still on the books, and so I assume it's going to stay on the books until I have another 100 deliveries. So anyhow, so it is just before 11 o'clock. I'm going to head over to base of operation, which is Cracker Barrel, which happens to be the the hotspot for right now. So anyway, let's head over there and see if we can get an order. See you in a little bit. Well, I just pulled in the parking lot of Cracker Barrel. I got my first order. It's underwater, but it's over $10, but it's slightly over 15 miles. And it's a Jack's order, which begs the reason, why am I picking up a Jack's order here and taking it to Lincoln, where there's a Jack's in Lincoln? This has happened before, if you remember. I picked up a Jack's order here, drove all the way over to what's considered Coldwater, just past Talladega Speedway on I-20, where there is a Jack's half a mile from that place that I delivered, but I picked it up here. Well, like I said, I took the order because I'm trying to get my AR back up to the point where I can have some wiggle room about declining the really bad ones and still try to maintain an AR that'll give me good best chance for the good offers, which from what I understand is if you maintain an AR over 70, that's the case. Of course, you know, try everything a little bit to increase my chances. Of course, you know, maybe moot point, but anyhow. So let's head to Jack's, pick up that order, and then head to Lincoln. So see you in a little bit. What a small world. The first drop off. Take screenshot. Yep, I'm going to drive back to Palisade and Wendy's since I'm going back that way. But I'm back out here. If y'all remember, I told you I delivered out here to some couple people and their neighbors. That was right across the street from a lady who's handicapped. That the first time I came over there, I was late because of the construction and all that. I delivered to her again. She remembered me. And it was the same order, a Taco Bell order. And, and yeah, she said, yeah, I remember you. We had a little laugh. I asked her, but this time you didn't ask for those fiery sauces. And I said, well, it should be in there. Well, they just gave me the thing. So, so this week, or at least this week and past week, I've delivered to the same neighborhood. Her today, her two neighbors, either earlier this week or last week. I know for sure. So, small world. So I have now a new repeat customer for DoorDash. So anyhow, and just as I got a Wendy's order, slightly underwater, but it's $17 for 20 miles, but that's because I got to drive back to Pell City and go to Wendy's there. That's what it looks like to me. Oh, and by the way, I was mistaken. I did not have to go to the Jack's in Pell City. I had to come to the Jack's in Lincoln. Like I told you, there was a Jack's here. Well, that's where I totally, didn't think about it. And then sure enough, so I came over here, got the Jack's. And as I was sitting at Jack's, or I just got in my car, I popped up an add to route to Taco Bell order, which I just delivered to the lady who is now, turtle crossing. Gotta make sure there's no turtles. So now I have a new repeat customer for DoorDash. So now, heading back to Pell City to go get an order. So this is driving back. And then looks like I'll be going north of the city afterwards. So, but I gotta get to Wendy's first. But boy, what a weird afternoon so far. Oh, and the first drop off was to a camper and RV park. But it was gated. They gave me the code, and they gave me the directions, and it took me directly to their trailer. So it was very good instructions. So anyhow, yeah, that was a nice surprise. So, all right, let's head back into town and go to Wendy's and pick up that order and head to the customer. So, see you in a little bit. Well, I just dropped off that Wendy's order. I am back out here, the same area that I did Morning Spark. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I'm out here in chicken farm country. Remember we drove by Chickens R Us farm? It's right, it's straight ahead. Yeah, but the signal's pretty poor out here. It took me a while to complete the order, but the customer's instruction was specific. House with a green roof and green shutters, and sure enough, where it was, and a pallet fence at the driveway, and I found it. So, but yeah, but back out here. Now, the last time I was out here, it was raining. Maybe it was Sunday. That I was out here. I can't remember. But yeah, I know it was earlier this week. But yeah, there's one chicken farm. There's another chicken farm. So yeah, but I'm definitely out of zone now. It's going to take me at least another 20, 30 minutes to get back into zone. That's the way this is, all the rest, like I mentioned in the post that I sent yesterday, and it'd be over a week old by the time this video comes out. My zone is unique, is big, with all the restaurants concentrated in the city that I live in. Now, I have a new subscriber mentioned that I should go where there's 100,000 people and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's reasonable, but I'm going to answer that with this. I'm retired. I'm not doing this as a full-time job. It may seem like it, but to be honest, I'm only working on average about 6 hours a day, 5 days. And the reason I do this, both DoorDash and Walmart Spark, because it's very flexible. If certain things happen, or I need to take care of something, doesn't matter what day. Like I had a doctor's appointment earlier this week. I don't have to make arrangements to take off work. If I was at a normal job or my older job that I used to have. But so yeah, and I'm do this is another thing. Unlike a lot of other people, I'm not doing this to survive. I know a couple people. I know a couple DoorDasher. His name's Nick. I've mentioned him before. He does it. He does this 12 hours a day every day. That's because he's doing it for survival. To pay rent and make car payment, or whatever his issues are that he needs to take care of. Me, I'm doing this to be active, to make some money, to pay. My wife and I, we do have a couple bills. We're trying to pay them off, but with this and the money I'm making here, I'm not adding stress to our retirement money that we get. So, and next month I'll start getting my Social Security check, which should help a lot. So I don't have to do this. I choose to do this because it's something different. I will tell you this. I originally thought that I wanted to be a school bus driver. Somewhat flexible, mainly for health insurance and that type of thing. When I was let go of my job, I was paying Cobra. I was paying on average $1,600 a month. And when you have no job, that hurts a lot. But we were trying to maintain our current coverage because my wife is handicapped. She requires a lot of medicine, and of course I have a lot of medicine too. But the problem is, she's been going to a doctor for 30 plus years, and I've been going to the same doctor 15 plus years. And when you go to a doctor, when you say you're to a doctor and they know your history and everything, it's very tough to find a so-called other insurance plan. So we try to keep with the plan that both doctors that we have will take. And at the time, keeping the Cobra was the smart thing to do. Yeah, like I said, when you get laid off from your job at the time, I just turned 60. And I was not the only 50 plus let go from the company. It was a bunch of us. Now they sprinkle in a few younger guys to make it look like that they're not getting rid of all their old high-paying employees. But you know, when I get replaced by a contract worker from India, yeah, we know what the issue is. And I explained, if you look at the very first 2 videos I ever made, you'll see the explanation. So I know people mean well when they say, well, you need to do this, or you need to do that, or why don't you go there? I'm doing this as stress-free as possible. I don't want to be committed to going an hour to a different city to have the orders that, you know, so I don't be underwater and all that. I like working around where I live because if need be, I can stop by my house for a pit stop or a quick break. That's what I do. When I spark in the morning locally, I take that spark, then I go home. Since it's convenient, I only live a mile away from Walmart. So I can sit there, work on videos, play computer games, watch TV, whatever, while waiting for an order. And then it's just recently I decided, you know, if on the 2 days I do spark all day, I spark here in Pill City in the morning, then I go to Anniston. And the reason for that is, well, I was only doing it on Sundays because I still own my parents' house, and that's in Anniston. So that gave me once a week a chance to go stop by the house, make sure everything's okay, and then while I'm out there, finish up my spark day. But since I do spark all day Wednesday, and the reason I pick Wednesday is because Social Security people get their check on Wednesdays. So I was thinking that hopefully a lot of the grocery store from Walmart will pick up. When I first started doing all day Wednesdays, I was only staying in Pell City. But what would wind up happening is I do the spark, 1 spark in the morning, 2 if I'm lucky, and nothing happened. And then I finally get another order around 2 o'clock. So from 9 to 2, I wasn't doing anything. But when I was doing on Sunday, going to Anniston, as soon as I got there, I was getting orders and pickups. See, I don't do pickups in Pell City. Everybody knows why. If you don't, look at the previous videos, you'll see why. But well, heck, let me just go out there, and it's been pretty good. Now, technically, you know, when I say I work 10 hours, I technically do not work 10 hours. I did that one time when I was trying to get the incentive from Jacksonville Walmart. What typically on a spark all day, I'll stay in the morning, so I really have only worked in like an hour, so to speak, actually going delivery. Then I sit around at home for a couple hours to see if I pick up another. Then I stop, I get out of the app, I fix me an early lunch, you know, watch a little TV while I'm eating lunch. And then around 10 o'clock, I start getting ready and start leaving and heading to Anniston. And once I get to Anniston, I work about another 5 hours. It's about 11 to 4. And the reason I pick 4 is it gets dark at 5. So if I pick up an order at 4, I'll be done before it gets really dark, and then I head home. Now it's different for Dash. Dash, I only do 4 hours. That's because that was the schedule I'm used to doing. I used to do a morning dash from 6:30 to 9, and then I did a lunch dash starting at 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock. So that was a 6.5 hour dash. But now I only do 4 hour dashes in the afternoon. So I really don't do 10 hours. 8 at the most, you know, slightly less. But, you know, my schedule, you know, right now I try to keep a schedule that I like, I like being off on Mondays, and I like being on Saturdays, because Saturdays gives us a chance to take care of a lot of things, like, getting oil changes to the cars, or make an errand other than Walmart to other places, getting my hair cut, for example, that type of thing. And I take Monday off because sometimes my wife needs my help with stuff with her school. So, but my schedule is stress-free as possible. That's another reason why I don't do multi-app as everybody else does it. It's just, to me, it's just too stressful to have 2 or 3 apps up running at the same time and make sure, it's like, you're juggling. Not stressful. And right now, at my age, I don't want stress. I just want to enjoy my retirement, make a little extra money, be a little active, and not be stressed out. Now, yeah, I've been upset. I've been mad through all these, especially with the AR ratings I'm going. That's because I'm doing this, and there's the other thing I'm different. I'm treating this as a business. Hence, my clothing, this is a business attitude. When I first started this, when I said I was going to first do this, I'm going to do this as a business. Hence, I have, a membership club. I got a clothing store. Anything to help encourage other retirees and other dashers and gig economy workers, to do this type of thing. And I wanted to provide some equipment, either through Amazon links through all the equipment that I use and the clothing I use, for people who are the same mind that want to look more professional. Because I remember when I first started DoorDashing, I was appalled at the people that were doing DoorDash. Many of them looked like they just woke up, they slept in their clothes, woke up, and decided, I'm going to go DoorDash for a while, and didn't even comb their hair. I'm going to be honest with you. If you were ordering food from DoorDash and you see a guy come up there in wrinkly, what looked like pajamas, unshaven, and not even combed hair, delivering food, is that going to make you happy about the food delivery? I don't think so. Hence the way I look like this. I first started out with a red hat, a white hat with a red polo shirt. Then I went with an official DoorDash hat and a DoorDash shirt. Then I got accused of being a DoorDash spy or a mole. I actually work for DoorDash. Yeah, right. If I work for DoorDash, I was getting all those crappy orders. So, but I'm doing this as a business. Sorry for the long rant, because it's a long drive back, and I'm almost back to the base of operations. But I just want people to understand. I truly understand. I know what you're coming from when you make suggestions. I need to do this and I need that. I understand. It's coming from care, from people who care, or they want to see you to do well. And like I said, that's one reason why I posted what my zone looks like. My zone that I work in is not a regular zone. It is a tough zone. When 100 square miles, and the city I live in has only 13,000 population, and that's where all the restaurants are. So I'm not going out, picking up an order here, delivering here, and then pick up an order while over there. There is no spreading of restaurants. It's all in one place here in Pell City, what I call the gauntlet. It's all the restaurants in this whole area in my zone are 95% of them are concentrated in a 2-mile stretch of road that goes through the city. That's why I call it the gauntlet. So anyway, sorry for the long rant, but I just want to explain some things, because I know we have some new people come in and they see, and they haven't seen the explanations I've made in a lot earlier videos. So it's basically just a refresh of why I do this, and sometimes there's method to the madness of how I do it. Granted, I've been trying I've tried different suggestions from people, and I found, those things just don't work here. Especially as you'll see upcoming next week, I did Earn by Time. That was a freaking disaster. I never did it again. That's the third time I tried it, but that was the worst one. So anyway, I'm here by Walmart, and I'm going to head toward the Cracker Barrel and park and see if we can get an order. So again, sorry for the long rant, but I hope you understand. But I also appreciate everything, all the comments. I urge you to keep bringing them, good, bad, and different. I like comments. I like the engagement of you and me and the rest of the community. So, see you in a little bit. Well, I've been sitting at base for at least 30 minutes, even maybe longer. Finally got an order. It's a Dollar General. I'm slightly above water, but I'm going to head there. Hopefully it won't be so bad. My experiences with Dollar General. So let's head there, do the shopping, and then on to the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, that was a quick and accurate shopping. It was only 4 items, and it was like, toilet paper, paper towels, dishwashing soap, and Kleenex. That was it. And I knew exactly what we were doing. And shocking, Dollar General had all of it. So at least I don't decrease my rating for shopping. I don't think it helped it, because you gotta have a 96 original item found. I'm at 92, 91. It's tough to find original items at Dollar General. So anyhow, that wasn't too bad. So let's head back towards base and see if we can find something and hopefully get a pickup. Like I said, it got dead for a while, 40 minute wait, so hopefully it'll pick up soon. I got, here we go. Take screenshot. Going back to Dollar General. $8 for 8 miles, but well, hopefully they'll take it. I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. Well, I guess not. Oh, yes I am. There's no signal out here, so let's do the directions. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know which Dollar General I'm going to. I think I need to pull over and get the signal catch up. I think I'm going to Oldville. So, anyway, I'll get this straightened out, and I'll see you in a little bit. Well, that was interesting. 2 customers. First one just wanted Lysol wipes. The other one went 3 2-liter bottles. Very easy to shop. Unfortunately, he wanted orange Fanta, A&W root beer, A&W cream soda. They didn't have the cream soda. So I looked, they couldn't find it. So I had to tell the item's not available. So all the app sent a message to the customer, say, hey, that's not in stock. Do you want a replacement? And the guy answered. He said, Grape. Grape. Well, there's, generic grape, and I said, Grape-Eco? I said, sure. So I finally was able to figure out how to do the substitute with the Grape-Eco, and I checked out and all that, and I delivered the first item. And by the way, I think that first Dollar General, I got a $5 extra tip. So, and then usually I like to text a message to the person I'm on their way. Then he said, that guy says, sure, on Grape-Eco, or give me this, or give me that, or give me that, but don't give me Sunny D. And I said, oh crap, I've already got you your Grape-Eco. And so he said, please deliver to, knock on the door. And the guy is bound in a wheelchair. And I apologized to him. I said, look, I took your first, when I suggested Grape-Eco, and you said, sure, that's what I did. I got you Grape-Eco. I did not see the rest of your message. And he said, that's okay, as long as not Sunny D. And I said, I agree. To me, Sunny D is bad. So, as soon as I dropped that off, I picked up a Jack's order locally. And it's a high paying. So, so off the Jack's I go, and then the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, I just delivered at Jack's out here in Odenville in the neighborhood where I've always do my Walmart Spark deliveries. So that's how it went. I wound up starting in Pell City, went to Riverside, and end of the day I'm in Odenville. And this was a high paying offer. So I think that's gonna be it for me today. It's almost like it's 15 till 3. I'm heading back to base, but I'm keeping it on just in case. I may pick up maybe one more order here in Odenville because I'm slightly out of zone. But yeah, well, boy, what an adventure today. It's really been an adventure. It looks like they're getting ready to do school. But yeah, it's just like I've been everywhere today. So, but yeah, about to come back into zone. I can tell you this today turned out to be slightly better than it was yesterday. Oh, definitely way better than Tuesday. Like I said, earned by time, not worth it. What happens is, this is what I've discovered, there's been a couple of videos I've seen recently. What happens to those DoorDash no tip orders? Guess what? They go to earn by time. Of the 5 deliveries I made, 3 of them were no tip. So I only got paid based on I only got paid $3 because it was 30 minutes, delivery time. And that's the other thing. It's active time they pay you, not dash time. So the time that you were actually doing the delivery. Whew, man, what a day. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to make my way back home. Let's see if I pick up an order. Right, I'm about to head back into Odenville. See if I can just pick up a quick one. If not, I'm going to head home and then I'm give a summary of the day. So see you in a little bit. Well, I'm finally home. I'm a little tired, but not too bad. This was a wild and crazy day. So let's go over the numbers real quick. Let's start first with Spark, which surprised the heck out of me. I got 3 shopping in the morning. The last time that happens, and I sparked all day and it was shopping all day. But that's because it was, day before a winter storm and everybody's trying to get groceries at last minute. And on that, especially on that third one, I knew this wasn't one of those. So anyway, let's look at the Spark numbers. So, I had 3 trips this morning. So I confirmed earnings of $50.88 with unconfirmed tips at $25.03. Heck, $75, for in the morning. That's really darn good. So now let's go over the DoorDash. So for DoorDash, I had 6 trips today. 6 trips. Well, actually, 7 deliveries, but one of them was a double customer. So I made a total of $64.10 with 6 of 7 deliveries. Total dash time 3 hours and 52 minutes. So not too bad. So overall, I made over $100 combined with DoorDash and Spark. So tomorrow, Saturday, not doing anything, and I'll go back and start doing Spark all day Sunday. Unfortunately, today is Friday and it's my wife's pick. I tried to convince her last night that all barbecue places are closed tomorrow. She was not buying that. So I have a sneaky suspicion we're going to barbecue, since I think we went Mexican last time on her pick. I think she's hankering for barbecue. So anyway, if you like this video, urge you to select like. And if you enjoy what I do for the channel, I urge you to subscribe to the channel and click on the notify bell to be notified when the next video comes up. Be sure to check out the links for all the equipment I use, both for door dashing and Spark, and the video equipment I got. Those are Amazon affiliate links. If you buy something there, it helps support the channel. Also, check out the link for the clothing that I got. If you want to look a little bit more professional in your gig work, check out the store and see if anything is of an interest to you. So that's going to be it for me. I'm going to go in there, change clothes, clean up a little bit, wait for my wife to get home, and then, of course, we're going to go out to eat her pick. And then we'll do our grocery shopping tonight. Like I said, not doing anything tomorrow, but I will be sparking all day Sunday, and we'll see what mysterious adventures happen back then. So we will call it a night, and we will see you later.